से अनुभव जो भली भाव में कांत कोमल ललित मधुर पदावली भाव में ओडिया साहित्य को विशेष भाव में एक स्वतंत्र स्थिति एक स्वतंत्र गरिमा प्रदान करुछि ताकू उपस्थापन करी आमे विशेष भाव में अभिहित होछु। भक्त बंधु आमे देखुचे जो महाप्रभु को भरोसा करी आसी अपेक्षा करिछन्ति दूर देशरु विभिन्न स्थानरु आसिछन्ति विश्व समुदाय कोण अनुकोणरु भक्तंकर श्रद्धालुंकर जगन्नाथ प्रेमींकर समागम होइछि। एइति पई महाप्रभु तो आरत भंजनर नाम को ग्रहण करिछन्ति दीनबंधु बोली प्रकीर्तित अछन्ति।
Noise clear? Am I clear? Are we live on YouTube? Any issue? No, any issue are coming. You have to solve that issue. Okay, I don't want to get any kind of issue during live stream. What are you telling? I think 4K the option is coming, might be. I think 4K is coming, huh? No, my phone is 2K display. That is why. That is why I'm getting. As you just come here, you can see here. 2K. So hi everyone. Namaskar and Jai Jagannath. Hari Hari Bolo. हरी हरी बोलो, जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ. Today, one of the most auspicious day of our Hindu religion, and today is a day we all know that is for Lord Jagannath. Today, Lord Jagannath's returns journey we likely called as Bauda Yatra. We all know, we all see, we all listen from our ancient times. But today, who goes or who feel the wideness of Lord Jagannath during Bauda Yatra, during whatever, he or she would definitely succeed in their life. And this moment comes only for one single unit of day, only once in a year, not any kind of twice in a year, only once in a year, and that falls during the month of June and July. If I simply say in Odia terms, Ashara Shukla Pakshiya, every month Rath Yatra falls, and today officially Lord Jagannath's returns journey to go back Sri Gundicha temple after 7 days to 9 days. Let me show you that wideness and create one type of humility memory in this live session. Just let me show you the things. Just a second. So as you can see, I'm just showing you what is going on. You just watch it. Okay, I hope you watched it. If you want this video, it's currently live on our national broadcaster channel, that is DD Odia. And then I tell you what, most of the audience are different languages, and they are not understand Odia wideness. So you can watch your regional languages, and you can search on YouTube, you can get it, and many kind of things. But the thing is what? thing is what? Let me explain in 2 lines only. Then we start our today's journey. Today, one of the most significant concepts we will discuss, and I hope it will definitely help you. Also, help me a lot also throughout this journey. Let me only 2 minutes of time. It's right now 1:38 p.m. Firstly, I haven't uh, I haven't taken lunch right now. I haven't taken bath as well. When we complete these things, then I will take lunch. So before that, I will not go anywhere. Okay. It's right now, 1:38 p.m. Okay. So let's start. Yeah. Like I was saying, the thing is what? Puri is located in Odisha. I know that most of the audience are belonging outside Odisha. But I am living Odisha. Odisha is like my home soil. On that place, I born it. I grew up on Odisha. And one thing is, Lord Jagannath also living at Puri in Odisha only. And right now, you know really well, many celebrities came Odisha during Rath Yatra. Today is Bauda Yatra, but I'm telling you the Rath Yatra vibes. Lot of celebrities came to Odisha to bless, to take darshan, to take a darshan of Lord Jagannath. Okay, so I don't have any kind of experience of that sense, but I'm telling you, even if you are not living Odisha also, you have to feel the whiteness of Lord Jagannath Ji on mobile also. Even if you can't going anywhere also, then you have an internet, you have a phone. From that phone you can watch the telecast, you can take bless also on mobile also. You can do it. But even if you in your entire life not visited to Puri, if you are living outside, then you must have to visit in your life only once time. During Rath Yatra or Bauda Yatra, as your choice. As your choice. This is a historical happening that every god, I'm telling you, every god not coming outside to take, to bless, to support, to listen your thoughts, to listen your what? Your difficulties. But Lord Jagannath coming outside, listening your vibes, and living only 7 days. From that 7 days, whatever your things, whatever your difficulties, you can share to Jagannath and take the solution from Jagannath. And this happens only once in a year. That is June and July during Rath Yatra. Basically, from Sri Mandir to Maushima Mandir, Lord Jagannath going on Ratha. They cherished as well as their fans, whatever I can say, a lot of visitors are stretching that Ratha and going and take forward to Mahasima Mandir, with just 2.5 kilometer from Sri Mandir to our what Mahasima temple. And today is a day to come back, return to Sri Mandir after a 7 long days of gap. And this happening only once in a year. And we all know these things are very crucial. Every people know that whiteness, the cherish, the moment, the feelness, experience is never another level of feeling. We all know these things. Let me show you the one live practical example. I also went in my life. Yeah, I went to Puri during Rajatra. Today is Bhaudadra on 2024. As I told you previously, I don't know what. On 2022, 2024, I went Puri during Bhaudadra at night. Means 10 to 12 o'clock night. Because on that time also, a lot of people are also coming up and make an impact on that moment. But if you are going 10 o'clock also, if you are going 12 o'clock also, it doesn't matter. People are staying there. People are forgetting their life. Whatever the situation are there, they are forgetting the situation and going to take darshan of the Jagannath Ji. Absolutely, yeah. True madness. You have to hear. Once in a year, I'm just telling you these things. Let me show you that moment. Let me show you the moment actually what happened on with me. Let me tell you. Let me show you these things. As you can see. Okay, literally I'm getting goosebumps. As you can see, literally I'm getting goosebumps. If you're not, okay, absolutely. I'm lost my words firstly. I'm getting goosebumps, literally. Here, literally you can see, I'm getting goosebumps. The aura of Lord Jagannath is unbelievable. I'm getting emotional as well. Right now, I can't feel my feelings right now. I can't tell you the feelings what I felt right now. I'm getting too much emotional. This moment here remain forgettable me. I went with my grandfather and my grandmother. Grandfather and mother. 2024 again, 2022 during Lord Jatra. Sorry, Bauda Jatra. Today's Bauda Jatra we don't know. Level of feeling, next level of feeling. You also say the things what happened, what see. Overall 25 million people came on that day. Today also might be increase or might be decrease, I don't know what. But 25 million are gathering at one place only for the reason to take darshan of Jagannath Ji. 25 million. Overall could be 100 million, I don't know what might be, but 25 million. 2024 the report says 25 million people came and gathered together at Sri Mandir temple. Doesn't matter what the caste is going on. The feelness, the beliefness, the trustness of Lord Jagannath is unbelievable. So I went Puri in my life. Today in last 2 years I wouldn't go. Okay, so because Lord Jagannath also choice. Because on that day Lord Jagannath choice was there. Lord Jagannath invited me. Lord Jagannath invited me to come Puri with a high anticipation crowd. And in the last 2 years, Lord Jagannath invited me to go Puri. But upcoming years, definitely Lord Jagannath definitely will invite me, and definitely I will go. The same moment, same feelingness which I had on 2024 Rath Yatra. Okay, please, you today you just enjoy. Please enjoy and take a blow, take a moment, and take a time to visit your nearby temples. Nearer temples I'm talking about. Wherever you are living, wherever you are living. But I tell you what, in your life, I'm talking about on your life, in your life, take a time, take a moment, take a significance. It doesn't matter where you're living, where you are living, even if you're living outside of India also, it doesn't matter. Take a time, take a moment, take a feelness, take a experience, take a blow, take a interest to go Puri. Once, I'm talking about once on your life. Not talking about twice, not talking about multiple times. I'm talking about only once of your life. To go Puri while Rath Yatra. I know in a year, in whole year, you definitely visit Puri. But during Rath Yatra, some people are going. Some people are not going because of fearness of multiple and 25 minutes of means exude crowd happening. But in your life, one time you have to go. Or have to go. Wherever. Choice is yours. Take a blow, take a moment and go take darshan during Rath Yatra. During Rath Yatra I'm talking on. And you have to visit and you have to stay for one night also. You have to stay for one night. You have to stay one night at Puri. Okay? Thank you so much for your take a blow of moment. I hope it's clear. I'm getting too much emotional here because I felt like too much emotional effect of these things, and this has happened. What I want. Okay. Start today. Start. So let's start our today's blow up question things. Today what we discuss. Let's come back our main topic. And last time I think today is Friday, right? On Wednesday, right? I think on Wednesday. let me think. I think not. No, not Tuesday. Something called last time Tuesday. I think Tuesday we conduct live stream. I forgot yet. Okay, leave it. Okay, wherever it goes. Last 2 to 3 days I haven't conducted live stream. Okay, and today motive is simple. Obviously, I had a couple of work and I was busy on that momentum. So today I got the opportunity to discuss, to relieve my what things to in front of you. And yeah, finally, obviously, one thing is there. Today, it's right now, as you can see, it's 1:54 p.m. Okay, one thing is there. Okay, so one momentum is what? We generally conducting the live stream in the morning session. If you are not watching, if you don't know also, last time I conducted live stream followed by 8 o'clock. But today I was too much some thoughtness of mind. Today I was like in morning, I am talking about morning. You wake up around 11 o'clock. I wake up 11 o'clock today because obviously what? Since my leg was paining, this leg was too much getting paining during night, so I unable to sleep properly. And that is why I wake up followed by 11 o'clock. Then what? Then what? Then what? Then what? If I no, no. If I prepare the content of today's class, I would start the class early. Okay. So that is why I conducted the live streaming at late but not late. Okay. At late but it's not a late. It's not a late. Isn't it? Got it? Okay. So let's start and let's focus our today conceptual things. So before that what? Basically today we will discuss three things, and three things are based on conditional sentences, questions and answer. Like that, I just 2 minutes ago I give you the example that if I prepare the content, if I prepare the today's class content, I would take the class early today. If I prepare the content of today's class, I would take the class early followed by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, depend on me as well. So this type of sense, this type of thing we will discuss today. I know the time is getting limited, I know for that, but I will try to maximize as well as to categorize the things under 50 minutes. Understand? It's right now 2 o'clock. Okay. So we have around at least 50 minutes of time as of right now. 50 minutes of time we have. Got it? So we just not a waste of time, start these things. Firstly, let me tell you the context of our lesson. First context is if I had, and if I were you, And second thing, that is our past indefinite tense. If you prepare the test, if you prepare, uh, if you told me the truth, I would help you. These type of things means what? First thing is if I had. Second thing, if I were you. Second thing, third thing is what? Third thing is what? Past tense. Like if you know the truth, if you knew the truth, if you knew the truth, I would. If you knew the truth, if you knew the truth, I would if not, I would give you 2000 rupees for that perspective. Okay, so these three things I'm telling as a first time, as of you. If I get wrong sentences, don't what? Don't notice at all. I'm like yours. I'm like yours. First time I'm telling these sentences in front of you. I haven't take any kind of experience from these sentences. I haven't said these sentences in my personal life. First time I heard these sentences, and I want to give you the exact vibeness which I learned from where I learned. I'm first time today. If I say the exact truth here, today I just go through the topics of these sentences like conditional sentences. Today I hover it. Today I go through it. Previously I what? It's like fresh. As you can say, it's a fresh content. Today I go through the topics. Today I understand the topics. Today I finalize what we discuss on today's class, and I take the decision. And it's a fresh content. So I don't have any kind of experience from this sentence. It's not like I have told. It's not like I have told these things previously, where it does. No, it's a fresh content. So if I say this kind of wrong sentence in front of you, try to make a correct yourself. Don't judge, because judge it gives you a demotivation of science. It's a learning path. In your life, you can do a couple of mistakes. That mistakes can perfect your entire journey. Okay? I hope you understand properly. I hope you got the things. Okay? Okay. I hope you understand properly. Okay. So the thing is what? Let me 1 minute of time. Okay, so let's start with if I had. Okay, if I had. Basically, let me give you the experience of what does it mean. Basically, if I had means, if I say in Odia, যদি ମୋ ପାଖରେ ଥାନ୍ତା, ଯଦି ମୋ पास चांस ଥାନ୍ତା, it's like हिंदी if I say, अगर मेरे पास ये चांस होता, अगर ये मेरे पास ये मोमेंटम होता, अगर ये मेरे पास मोमेंट होता, तो मैं उससे डेफिनेटली प्यार कर देता, डेफिनेटली प्यार कर देता. This type of sense. Okay. Let's clarify and let's take a bomb of the momentum. Let's start. So, okay. Sound is clear, Papa? No? Let's start. Now the exact things are going to start. Okay? Start. Time, let me show you. July 24, 204. Okay? Sound is coming properly. Coming na sound? Okay, so let's start. If I had a moment, if I had a moment during my 10th class, I would do better. I would do better. If I had a support, if I had a support like you, I would do better. Than you. If I had a support like you, I would do better than you. If I had if I had a moment expect, I would definitely feel that moment. If I had a chance, once again, I would go Puri again. If I had a chance again, I would go Puri. If I had a opportunity, I would go Australia. If I had a opportunity, I would go London. If I had opportunity to talk Virat Kohli, if I had opportunity what? I'm getting trouble right now. Stop. I'm getting troubling. If I okay, if I had opportunity, I would talk with Virat Kohli. If I had a permission, I would meet to Mahendra Singh Dhoni. If I had a permission, if I had a permission, if I had a permission from Nobody. So, bye. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Let's start. Okay. So what I'm saying, if I had a permission from government, I would. If I had a permission from government, I would join party leader. I would join as a party leader. If I had opportunity, I would meet Amitabh Bachchan. If I had opportunity, I would meet Mahendra Singh Dhoni. If I had a chance, I would meet Virat Kohli again. If I had a chance, I would go London. If I had a chance, I would go. If I had a chance, I would go. If I had a chance, I would go London. If I not getting any kind of sentences here, please. I need at least reference here, please, because if I taking so much of time, then it takes a lot gap. And mostly I need some practice more. Yeah, that's why I not able to do that. So I take as a reference. Okay, first time I'm doing these things. For the very first time I'm doing these things in front of you. I'm taking as a reference. On the reference, I will say in quickly sentences. Okay. Okay. If I had a no earlier, I would plan according to that. If I had no If I had no earlier, if I had no earlier, I would I would plan according to that. If I had no that problem, if I had a just 2 minutes of time, I am taking one momentum. Okay. Okay, I don't take any kind of other so much of time. Let's continue the momentum. Sorry for the inconvenience. Firstly, sorry for the inconvenience. Again and again, I'm telling you. Firstly, first time I'm doing this thing, so I need some clarity of that. Once I got the clarity, then we can do the dhamaka momentum. We all know who those people. Sorry, those people are were actually me. Day number one, they know that what level we are talking in English. So today, slight mistake happening with me. Okay, so you have to ignore these things, you please. Yeah. Sorry, I'm telling you these things. Okay, but now within a second, I don't want to waste your so much of time. Okay, let's start. Okay, so if I had a car, I would drive. If I had a pulsar bike, I would go Puri. If I had pulsar bike, I would go Puri alone. If I had a Mercedes, I would go Puri on Rasatra. If I had a Mercedes GLC 300 car, if I had a Mercedes GLC 300 car, I would gift to my girlfriend. If I had a Fortuner, I would gift to my best friend. Okay. Listen what I'm trying to say. Okay. If I had a Mercedes car, I would I would give as a gift. I would give. If I had a Mercedes car, I would give to my girlfriend. If I had a Fortuner, I would give to my brother. If I had Pulsar bike, I would go to see Rajatra. If I had a train ticket, if I had train ticket, I would go Rameshwaram. If I had room, to stay for one night, if I had a room, I would go. If I had a room, I would go Puri. Also, I stay for one night as well. If I had a room, I would stay for one night. Also, I see the liveness of Lord Jagannath. If I had smart board, like big YouTubers, I would make professional video of that like. If I had support from my parents, I would do better of my life. If I had seriousness, while 10th class, if I had seriousness while class 10th, I would score minimum 80 to 85 marks with a couple of easy way. Got it? If I had a roadmap, I would definitely clear a JEE exam. If I had proper guidance, if I had the proper guidance how to crack NEET exam, I would definitely I would follow that all guidance. I would surely follow the all guidance. Again, I'm telling you these things. I don't want to take a much of time. If I had if I had a Mercedes car, I would gift I would gift to my girlfriend. If I had a Fortuner, I would go Puri. I would go to Puri to see Bahuda Jatra. If I had a VIP pass, I would take darshan of Lord Jagannath. Again. If I had a VIP pass, I would take the darshan of Lord Jagannath close way. Okay. If I had a member tag, I would invite to all of my family members. If I had a if I had a if I had a special train ticket, if I had a special train ticket, I would invite, if I had a special train ticket, I would invite my family members. If I had a VIP pass, I would take the darshan of Lord Jagannath, as well as I would invite to all of my family members to take the darshan as well. If I had permission to see Virat Kohli, I would get so much emotional. If I had permission to see Virat Kohli or to meet Virat Kohli, I would get so much emotional. If I had smart board like big YouTubers, I would make quality video like them. If I had a smart board like big YouTubers, I would make a professional video like them. If I had a house like Mona Bhai as well as Rasmi Bhai, I would create another level of rules. I would create another level of rules of myself. If I had a better lifestyle, if I had a better lifestyle like Virat Kohli, like Shahrukh Khan, I would get too much happiest person, happiest person, happiest person of my life. If I had money, I would give to my mom. If I had a good job, my mom gets happy. If I had a job, my mom would get my mother would get mother would I think my mother would get happy. My mother would get happy. If I had wings, if I had a wings, I would fly over the sky. If I had a chance to meet Virat Kohli, I would get emotional. If I had opportunity, I would. If I had opportunity, if I had opportunity to give read it, if I had opportunity to give re-NEET exam, I would give the re-NEET exam. Again, I'm telling you, more than 10 sentences. Listen. Only 10 sentences. Now I will tell you. Okay. Only 10 sentences I will tell you. Understand? And only 10 sentences, more than enough to get a rhythm back in this sentence. Okay? 10 and clear cut scenario questions. Okay. First one is relax. If I had a chance to meet Virat Kohli, I would get so much emotional to see Virat Kohli. Second thing is, if I had an option to give re-NEET exam, I would surely, definitely give the re-NEET exam. If I had a VIP pass, I would invite to my again I'm telling you, if I had a VIP pass, I would invite to my all of my family members to see the anticipated moment of Bauda Jatra as a live. Okay. Fourth one is, if I had a Mercedes car, I would flex to my brother, to my sister, to my teacher, to my mamu. If I had a Mercedes car, I would flex to all of them. if I had a train ticket, or if I had a ticket, if I had a ticket, or if I had a flight ticket, I would go Australia. If I had a permission, if I had a permission from my parents' perspective, I would I would I would book Arthur electric bike. If I had a permission from my parents' perspective, I would book Arthur bike. Seventh one is, if I had a money, if I had at least 5 lakh rupees, I would enjoy my lifestyle. If I had any kind of ancient businesses of my grandfather, if I had some type of old businesses of, like, if I had some ancient old businesses like my grandfather, I wouldn't do anything of my life. Ninth number one is, if I had a property like Virat Kohli, like Sachin Tendulkar, if I had a overall property I'm talking about, if I had a property like Virat, Sachin, I would live like a 5-star momentum, like a 5-star lifestyle. A 10th one is, if I had okay, 10th number one is what? 10th number is, if I had good understanding people, if I had a good understanding people who understands my feeling, my problem, my expect, whatever, I would become so proud of myself. If I had supportive people who if I had supportive people who understand my feelings, who understand my everything, I would become so proud of myself that I had this type of people of my life. And 12th number one is, if I had a supportive girlfriend like you, if I had a supportive girlfriend like you, I would marry with her, or I would spend time more with her. If I had a moment to say I love you to my girlfriend, I would surely say these golden words to my girlfriend. If I had a moment, if I had a moment, if I had a moment, okay, if I had a moment, if I had a confidence, if I had a confidence like you, surely I would showcase my overall thoughts in front of you all guys. If I had skills, if I had AI skills, if I had AI skills, I would get thousands of dollars. If I had AI skills, I would get thousands of dollars from freelancing.com, from October.com, whatever it goes. If I had data science skills, if I had AI skills like web development, whatever the skills are there, I would earn thousands of dollars. If I had a YouTube channels, if I had YouTube channels like Saurabh Joshi, big YouTubers are there, like I would earn infinite money from YouTube, as well as I would get some personal identity. I would get a personal identity of myself in front of all of peoples. If I had Instagram ID, Instagram channel, I would get famous. I would get famous, truly. A 14 number is, if I had confidence, if I had opportunity, if I had opportunity to speak English in front of you, I would definitely say I think the sentences are wrong. If I had a confidence, if I had a confidence, if I had confidence, if I had a moment, I would speak English to my girlfriend. If I had a confidence, I would speak English on stage. If I had a confidence, I would speak English on stage. If I had VIP pass, I would invite to my girlfriend on stage. If I had permission, I would invite to my brother on stage. If I had moment, if I had a moment, I would I would I would get happy. If I had old memories, if I had old memories, I would I would get happy. If I had old memories of my life, I would get so much happy. If I had old photos of myself, if I had old photos of myself, I would get happy to see, and I would share my photos with my family members. If I had her earrings, if I had her earrings, I would give you, I would definitely give you. If I had her earrings, I would definitely give you the earrings. If I had her resume, I would definitely share you. If I had her salary receipt, I would definitely share with you. If I had her phone number, I would share with you. If I had her address, I would definitely share with you. If I had her brother's phone number, surely definitely I would share with you. If I had property, or if I had her secret things, or if I had her Instagram password, I would give you. Wait a minute. Okay. So if I had her Instagram ID, I would surely give you. Definitely give you. If I had her Instagram password, I would give you. If I had her Facebook password, I would definitely give you. If I had her Google Meet link, if I had her Gmail password, if I had her Gmail password, if I had her Gmail password, I would give you. If I had her upcoming plans list, if I had her upcoming plan list, I would share with you. If I had her secret list, I would say to you. I would definitely say to you. Say to you. Okay. If I had confidence, I would become so much impressive. If I had AI skills, I would earn thousands of dollars. If I had AI proper roadmap skills, if I had proper AI roadmap skills, I would implement of my life. If I had YouTube premium subscription, I would share to my mom. If I had Netflix subscription, if I had Netflix subscription, I would share to my girlfriend. If I had hostel subscription, I would gift. I would gift to my dad. If I had dollar money, I would purchase more items. If I had no limitation, I would buy infinite things. If I had offer, from MNC company, if I had offers from multinational companies, I would I wouldn't sorry I would not I wouldn't accept the offers from multinational companies. If I had great packages, if I had great packages, like 50 lakh, 25 lakh, I would not accept the packages. If I had respect, I would showcase my respect to all of them. If I had chance, I would go Puri to see Rathatra. If I had a book, of ancient times, I would make a content of my YouTube channel. If I had a old contest of books during 90s, I would make one of my I would make a content of my YouTube channel. If I had chance to give read it, if I had a chance, I would give. If I had a chance, I would give another NEET exam without any hesitation. If I had a chance, I would give another NEET exam without hesitation. If I had IIT, if I had IIT, no, if I had AIR 1, if I had AI, if I had AIR 1 in NEET exam, I would get top MBBS colleges. If I had AIR 50 in JEE exam, I would get IITs for my engineering. Okay, so I hope you understand the properly the roadness of our what had. If I had a time, I would join the protest which was going on Delhi. If I had a time, I would join the protest was going on. If I had a time, I would join the protest. I would join the protest are going on. If I had a time, if I had a time yesterday, I would take the live class. If I had a clear mindset, clear roadmap of my entire NEET journey, I would make the journey more than smoother way. Okay, so I hope you understand properly. I need to practice again these sentences, but today I take the feelings. I hope you understand properly. So I think starting 1 hour, I think you will miss something else, but after that you can get the trackness. After that you can take the greatness. Okay. If I were you, okay. So if I were you, I would If I were you, I would call to her parents. If I were you, these sentences when you say, if someone say and you are offended, and you are getting offended to listen these things. For example, if someone says, if I had a chance, someone says, if I had a chance, I would, if I had a chance, or if I had a chance, I wouldn't, if I had a chance, I wouldn't, if I had a chance, Okay, so if I had a chance, I wouldn't support. Okay, simply you can say, if I had a Mercedes, I would sell the Mercedes. I would, if I had a Mercedes, I would sell. I would sell to anyone. If I had a Mercedes car, I would give. I would give immediately to one of my close friend. But on the situation, if you are not agree, if I were you, I would not. If I were you, I would. If I were you, I would not sell the Mercedes. I would not sell the Mercedes. Like you just said. If I were you, I would call her mother. If I were you, I would call her mother. If I were you, I would support her immediately. If I were you, I would support to her immediately. If I were you, I would say yes immediately. If I were you, I would say immediately. If I were you, if I were you, if I were you, if I were you, I would call her parents. If I were you, I would take the sheet. If I were you, I would reserve my username password of my WhatsApp. If I were you, I would reserve my username. If I were you, I would reserve my seat of IITs. If I were you, I would finalize the content. If I were you, I would call her earlier. If I were you, I would call her. If I were you, I would call her earlier. If I were you, I would join the protest. If I were you, I would go to take darshan of Puri. If I were you, I wouldn't miss the chance. If I were you, I would ask her phone number immediately. If I were you, I wouldn't miss the chance. If I were you, I wouldn't support it to her. If I were you, I wouldn't. If I were you, I would not support to her. If I were you, I would stay alone. If I were you, I would study whole night. Understand? If I were you, I would study whole night. If I were you, I would do work hard. If I were you, I would take rest. If I were you, I would take a rest. If I were you, I would enjoy that moment. If I were you, I would not. If I were you, I would not. If I were you, I wouldn't if I were you, I wouldn't enjoy that moment. If I were you, I wouldn't ask her phone number. If I were you, uh, I wouldn't do these things. If I were you, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. If I were you, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do such a master moment of class. If I were you, I would I would definitely support her to her family. If I were you, I would donate at least 1000 rupees to blind peoples. If I were you, I would definitely help the strangers. If I were you, I would definitely help that strangers. If I were you, I would say yes. If I were you, if I were you, I would say yes. If I were you, I would say yes. If I were you, I would say no. If I were you, I would not agree their decision. If I were you, I wouldn't supported her things. If I were you, I wouldn't obey the rules. If I were you, I wouldn't make a dumb decision. If I were you, I would work hard more. If I were you, I would work hard more. If I were you, simply I do. If I were you, simply I would inform. I would inform to police immediately. If I were you, simply I would inform to police. If I were you, I would recommend to anyone. If I were you, I would give these coupons. If I were you, I would if I were you, I would if I were you, I wouldn't give these coupons. If I were you, I wouldn't give these coupons. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't give these coupons. If I were you, I wouldn't spend lot of money for one exam. If I were you, I wouldn't spend my money for this lack of successness of exam. If I were you, I wouldn't appear NEET exam after the cancellation of NEET. After the cancellation of NEET 2026. If I were you, I wouldn't go this roadmap. If I were you, I wouldn't follow this roadmap. If I were you, I wouldn't say my secrets. If I were you, I wouldn't say my secrets to all of them. If I were you, I wouldn't reveal my secrets to my family members as well as to my friends also. If I were you, I wouldn't share my secrets to my best friend also. If I were you, I wouldn't help her. If I were you, I wouldn't help her. Whether it's out of season also, whether it's quiet season also. I wouldn't, I wouldn't, I wouldn't, wouldn't, I wouldn't help her. Okay. If I were you, I would take the interview. Yeah. If I were you, I would take the interview. If I were you, I would join the meeting. If I were you, I would. If I were you, I would join the meeting. If I were you, I would talk with her. If I were you, I would definitely talk with her. If I were you, I would. If I were you, I would share my personal data with her. No, not seriously. If I were you, I would share all of my secrets to her. If I were you, I would give my first earned money to her. If I were you, I would take advice of my parents. If I were you, I would take. If I were you, I would take advice of my parents. If I were you, I would listen the guidelines of government. What says? Okay. If I were you, I would not take leave at least one day also. If I were you, I would not take any kind of leave, whether it's Sunday or whether it's any kind of holiday also. If I were you, I wouldn't support our branch manager. If I were you, I would find alternate solution. If I were you, I would find alternate solution. If I were you, simply I would switch off my phone. If I were you, simply I would switch off my phone. If I were you, simply I wouldn't. Simply, if I were you, I wouldn't do recharge of my phone, and I use their internet. If I were you, if I were you, I would fight against her parents in court. If I were you, I would give one FIR against her family. If I were you, I would simply inform to police. If I were you, I would not leave her. Not. If I were you, I wouldn't. If I were you, I wouldn't leave her. If I were you, I wouldn't live with her. If I were you, I wouldn't beat her. If I were you, I wouldn't beat her. If I were you, I would definitely beat her in front of all people. If I were you, I would beat her mother, father, brother, sister, whatever. If I were you, I would inform her mother's, her father's, her relative also. If I were you, I would call her father immediately. Okay, you said these things. This happened midnight. But if I were you, if I were you, I would call her father as well as mother at this moment, whether it's 2 o'clock, whether it's 5 o'clock, whether it's whatever, whether it's midnight also, I would call her father as well as mother. If I were you, I would simply give one FIR and I would call to her parents, come to police station, we will talk there. Understand? If I were you, I would not, if I were you, I would not take marriage. I would not marriage. If I were you, I would not. If I were you, I wouldn't. If I were you, I would. If I were you, I wouldn't marriage. I wouldn't do marriage. If I were you, I wouldn't do marriage. If I were you, if I were you, if I were you, if I were you, I wouldn't do marriage. If I were you, I wouldn't talk with her. If I were you, I wouldn't talk with her. If I were you, I wouldn't. If I were you, I would. If I were you, I wouldn't. If I were you, I wouldn't forgive her. If I were you, I would. If I were you, I would. What? Leave her alone. Stay her alone. If I were you, I would. If I were you, I would end all of the relationship which we had. If I were you, I would end all of the relationship which we had. If I were you, I wouldn't feel like emotional. Okay. If I were you, I wouldn't felt like emotional. If I were you, I would not give a single rupees to her. If I were you, I wouldn't give any kind of single 1 rupees to her. If I were you, I wouldn't give any kind of things, I wouldn't give any kind of things to her. If I were you, I wouldn't give any kind of things to my children also. Simply, I would leave her alone. If I were you, I would apply. If I were you, I would apply for divorce. Simply. Game over. If I were you, I would apply for divorce. Simple. Not think so much. If I were you, I would apply for divorce. Not required to leave under pressure situation. If I were you, I would. If I were you, I would inform. If I were you, I would inform her father first. Secondly, I would inform her brother. Thirdly, I inform to police. Immediately, if I were you, I would inform her father, second her mother, third to police. Immediately. It doesn't matter the time is what, doesn't matter what thing is what, doesn't matter. Whether it is 12 or 12 o'clock, whether it is whatever. If I were you, firstly I would kill her mother as well as her father. If I were you, I wouldn't give any kind of supportness from my side as well as from my family side. If I were you, I would leave her immediately. So I hope you understand these things. If I were you, if I had a chance, I would talk with her. If I had a chance, I would say I love you to her. If I had a chance, I would meet. If I had a chance, I would meet with Virat Kohli. If I had a chance, I would meet Hardik Pandya. If I had a chance, I would meet Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. If I had a chance, I would go Puri to see Rashandra. If I had a chance, I would take leave for one day. If I had a chance, I would go Bhubaneswar. If I had a moment, or if I had a ticket, if I had a VIP pass, I would invite to all of my family members to go Puri. If I had a Mercedes car, I would gift to my girlfriend. If I had a Fortuner car, I would flex to my relatives. If I had a Mercedes car, I would flex to my relatives. If I had a better lifestyle, if I had a money, if I had a dollars money, I would achieve, I would buy anything. If I had AI skills, AI engineer, whatever, I would earn much money. Okay, I hope 2 sentences you loved it and you understand it. After a boring introduction for the first 1 hour, I hope you definitely not enjoy it, but after that, I'm not sure, after 1 hour, I try to manage myself, and now I got the fluency, now I got the rhythm. If I say the sentences, these type of sentences, I can speak over 1 to 2 to 4 hours. If I were you, I wouldn't follow my decisions only. If I were you, I would give my all property to Virat Kohli. If I were you, I would click photos with Virat Kohli. If I were you, I would click photo with Virat Kohli. If I were you, I would call Virat Kohli. If I were you, I would call Virat Kohli. If I were you, I would click photo with Virat Kohli. If I were you, I would meet with Virat Kohli. This is the process. Okay, I hope you understand. Now, last but not the least, second thing is second verb. We know that second verb, that is okay. If you loved me, I would. If you loved me, I wouldn't. I would not leave you. If you loved me, I wouldn't. If you loved me, if you loved me, if you loved me, if you loved me, I would not leave you. It's basically second verb. It's basically second verb. So, firstly, disclose the AC. Okay, and more 10 minutes. Okay, more 10 minutes. Then we can do, and then we can stop our live session. Okay, I'm just showing the time with you. Okay, as you can see the time, 3:24. Only 20 and only 10 minutes, not 20 minutes. Only 10 minutes. Then we can disclose. Then we can disclose our live stream. Then we can disclose our live stream. I don't want to offend you guys. Okay, so let's start our that sentence. Only 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes. Then we can disclose our live. Okay. So mainly second verb. Okay. Mainly second verb. Second verb is what? Second verb is what? Okay. If you loved me, I would not leave you. Okay. If you told me the truth, if you told me the truth, if you said me the truth, I would help you. I would help you. I would help you. If she told me the success, if she told her secrets with me, if she told me the secrets, if she told me her secrets, I would give 200 rupees. If she told me her entire life journey, I would give her rose. If she told me her placement journey, with me, I would give her a brand new an iPhone. If she proposed me, I would not do breakup. I wouldn't break up to her. Understand? If she proposed me in front of if she proposed me in front of her family members, I would very happy. I would very happy to see. If she Okay, this sentence is okay. If she finds, if she found the key, if she found, if she, if she found the keys, if she found the bike, if she found the bike keys, we would go, we would go Gopalpur. If she found, if she found bike keys, then we would, then we would go Gopalpur. If she said magical word, if she said, if she said magical word to me, if she said, if she said a magical word to me, I would gift, I would gift her, I would gift her favorite food. I would gift her favorite food. If she agreed, if she agreed my opinion, we would go, we would go. If she agree, if she agreed my condition, we would go for picnic, we would go for picnic. We if she agreed, if she agreed my rules, we would go picnic. If she said yes, if she said, if she said, if she said yes, we would marry each other. We would marry with each other. If she told her mom secrets with me, if she told, if she told her mom's secrets with me, I would take a blow, I would take a blow, I would take a blow, take a blow, I would take a blow to impress her mom. If I knew, if I knew her mom's secrets, if I knew, if I knew her mom's secrets, if I knew her mom's secrets, I would impress her mom. I would impress her mom. If I knew her mom's secrets, I would impress her mom immediately. If I knew her father's weak point, if I knew, if I knew, if I knew what? If I knew, if I knew, if I knew, if I knew her father's weakest point. If I knew her father's weakest point, I would flex her father every point of time. If I knew her mother's secrets, I would impress her mother immediately, within a second. If I knew her mother's moods, if I knew her mother's moods, easily I would no easily I would take a blow or take a moment from that. If I knew that her mother if I knew that her mother are going if I knew her mother going to Bangalore and she living alone, living alone. If I knew, listen, last question, last things, finally, first thing first. If I knew that her parents are going to Bangalore and she's living alone in her house, firstly I would jubilant, and we would go Gopalpur, we would go Tampra, we would go party, we would go party, we would no no we would no I think what no if I knew that her parents are going to Bhubaneswar, I would so much happy, and I would take leave. I would take leave on my job, and secondly, we would go for a dinner. We would go for a dinner. We would spend time with each other, and we would stay for one night. What a moment here. If I knew that her parents are going Bhubaneswar and they will come back after a 1 week, I would enjoy the time with my girlfriend. I would spend the time with my girlfriend. I would spend my maximum time with my girlfriend. I would take leave of my job. I would leave. I would spend time with her. I would take lunch with her. I would eat lunch with her. I would eat dinner with her. We would go resort, Gopalpur. Also, I would sleep with her. Hi. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I hope you understand these things. It takes at around, I hope it's overall 2 hours ago, right? I think it's overall 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, right? Okay, thank you so much. Firstly, you definitely one thing is what in the first half of this live stream, I talk about our ongoing festival. Then I take some minimal fumble momentum of breaks. Then I start. Actually, I thought. So actually, I'm thinking around 1 hour, 15 to 25 minutes. Actually, I start our conditional statements like if I had, if I were you, and these things like okay. So definitely, I hope you love it. And already it's 3:40. I haven't taken lunch. I haven't taken lunch. I haven't taken bath also. Also, it's Rathatra also. But I refused. To eat to take a lunch today as well. It's obviously memorable for me. It's obviously memorable for me because on this great occasion, I conduct the live stream for you guys, and it's overall 3:40 p.m. 3:40 p.m. I haven't taken lunch. I haven't taken lunch. Okay, for you guys. I also haven't taken bath also. Just I taken breakfast and I come here and to finish these things. I hope you really love it. I hope you really understand it. I hope you really enjoy it. If you really enjoy, if you really like, you have to subscribe to my channel for more updates. And let me tell you, these things, these conditional statements, we will discuss again. We will discuss again. If I say beforely, we will discuss a lot of gets. She gets offended, we gets offended, they gets offended, I get offended, I get tired, she gets tired, we get tired, they get tired. So these type of sentences I have been discussed twice. If you not watch that videos, go and check it out my description box where you can get the link. Okay, so till then, bye bye, take care. Thank you for joining this live session. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. Jai Jagannath.